And in 2 weeks, we will find out if they turn out well.
I will admit to you, I really thought this was another dad joke.
Oh, no.
There's the beginning of a story so close after dad jokes is I'll be like, and what happened with Thorn? It's like, oh shit, that's a real story. Okay, cool.
Yep. No.
Just
like,
before
oh,
we get
nice story, loser.
That's right. Boo!
just before we get too much into the show, hey Nimp, can you check what microphone you're using for me, please? I don't know if it's just me, but you seem very echoey.
Let me
Boston,
see if
is
He
it's...
that
sounds
you
he
or
sounds
just
okay
me?
on my end.
Yeah, no, it says it's
Okay.
going through
It
my
might
normal
just
one.
It's probably just me and my weird bullshit Bluetooth that I had to manually
I
get
was
the
saying, I
drivers for because
verified
fucking
that
Windows
the
is shit.
important thing is recording through the correct microphone, and now I just checked
I mean, that's the
Discord,
most important
and it
thing.
says that it is correct. So,
All right, are you guys
right.
ready to get started?
yeah.
Sure.
All right, let's get started in 3, 2, 1. Welcome to a brand new episode of That Video Game Podcast, aka TVGP. I'm your host, Boston. Joining me as always is Moonpeer
Hi.
and the Nymph.
Hello.
Okay, we have a ton of stuff coming. Happy December, which means we're at the sort of end of our production calendar here at the end of the year. So let's go over all of the stuff that's happening for this month. First off, let's start with our Patreon page over at patreon.com/E1M1 or E1M1.cash.
Those ones are numbers, folks. Numbers.
You've been listening for a while now. If this is your first episode, check on it in a minute. You know all the cool stuff over there. If you haven't signed up to be a patron yet, we are currently celebrating our second annual Patreon Open House. Runs from December 1st, today, until December 31st, or whenever I stop it after the 31st. So you can, for free, I might as well be honest about it, for free, you don't even need to sign up for the Patreon page. You can just go over there to e1m1.cash.
Those ones are numbers.
And you can get 3 uncensored exclusive episodes from the various shows that have aired this year. It's really a collection of some of our favorite episodes. We have a really great episode of The Outcast, where we talk about finding a way to blow ourselves up, amongst other things.
I forgot about that one.
It's a real good one.
Yeah.
We have a Critical Misses production meeting where we go through a whole bunch of stuff about why I hate Robin Williams, like personally and professionally. You should go listen to that as well. And then we have The Wayward Sons Season 3, Episode 11, which is The Sign, if I remember correctly. Is that what that was?
Sure.
Yeah. That one was picked by these two gentlemen as their favorite one for
The
this year.
sign?
Something like that. Someone will...
No, it's the time. It's that episode.
Yeah, the one from that season.
Mystery Spot. There we go.
Mystery
Thank
Spot. Yeah, there
That's
you go.
what it's called.
Those are your 3 episodes for free. Those are a selection of kind of our favorites and our best throughout this year. If you'd like to sign up to be a patron, you get literally hundreds more episodes like those. It's not something where like, oh, the episode is only here for a month and then it goes away. Nope. You can listen to all of the Outcasts, all of the stuff. You get the early access like before. And if you're a brand new patron, you can sign up for your very first month. Only during December. We have a coupon code for the month of December. Sign up for your very first month of the $5 tier, the Fun for Fiver tier, for half off. So it's fun for like a 2.5-er, I guess. You can use the promo code, the coupon code, RIP and TEAR, all capital letters, of course, all one word. That applies through this entire month during our open house over at the Patreon page, and that will get you a cheap way of getting into the Patreon over there. It's great. Exclusive uncensored episodes like you'll be listening to this month, early access, and a whole bunch of really great stuff over there at either patreon.com/E1M1 or E1M1.cash.
Ones equals numbers.
And I just want to throw this out there real quick.
Yep.
When Boston says uncensored, it is uncensored. So if
yeah,
you're used to playing us in front of your kids,
That's right.
those are not the episodes to do that.
Do you want to
with.
hear all of the swear words? Because we're using all
If you're
of them.
doing like, yeah, if you do like a drop off of like kids at school and like the regular show is your go-to, the outcasts should not be in that car until
that's for
gone.
you. That's for after you drop the kids off.
Yeah, that's for us. You and us.
That's
you
right.
and the other
That's a
person on
treat
the other
for
side of
you.
this
It's a
microphone.
Yeah.
a
We're in it
special little
together.
treat for you.
Yeah. Do you want to mention here that the video game publisher Fantasy League is now open for the 2026 season? You can get that over at discord.tvgp.tv. Currently, we have 16 people signed up for it, which is an incredible number. I think if everybody signs back up, I think we might get to about 19 or 20, which is an incredible number of people. We've talked about it recently with the Fantasy League. If you've played fantasy football, it's very similar. It is you're basically starting your own fantasy video game publisher, and you're drafting games that you think are going to be hits over the past year or the next year. It was a lot of fun in 2025. You really don't need to do a lot. So don't think that this is one thing where it's like you're spending hours every week. The draft takes place over a number of days, not like everybody's on a Discord call and we're all doing it over the course of 5 hours or something. We're tagging people in Discord and saying, hey, could you go do your next draft? And then throughout the year, you kind of don't really need to do anything unless you're going to be, picking up and dropping games or bidding on stuff or trading and things like that. So if you are concerned about it being a real big time sink, it really, really isn't. So don't let that kind of dissuade you from joining. And it's a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun, like gently ribbing each other and seeing the ups and downs of a bunch of games we picked, or like, oh my God, Silk Song actually came out this year. Who's winning our league because Silk Song came out? Like that sort of stuff.
Also, you should just join for the names of the publishers, and I'm just gonna quietly look and shake my head in the general direction of Bilsiford.
And yourself? Don't.
No, I'm fine. Mine is fine. I'm fine. Mine is a commonly used phrase that I don't commonly use on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Check out the end of this episode where it will come back up.
You want to hear some other commonly used phrases?
That's right. So I really recommend it. We had a lot of fun in the 2025 season, which is just wrapping up now. We will talk about kind of the final standings during some of the end of the year episodes, which I'll get to here in a second. I told you there's a lot of production stuff. But please go join that. It is a lot of fun. It is free, and you do not need to spend a bunch of time. And we just had a ton of fun with it on discord.tvgp.tv. Second to last thing, Community Game of the Year voting. Also on the Discord channel. Go to the announcements channel. Go click on the Google form. Vote for your favorite game of the year. That's the stuff we always talk about at the end of the year in the Game of the Year episodes. We're doing voting for that. That'll be open for about another 2 weeks. So go check that out and go vote for your favorite game of the year. And last thing, like we've been talking about end of the year stuff, reminder that we have, after this episode, 2 more weeks of the usual show, this very thing. Then we'll have 2 weeks of our Game of the Year stuff. Just like last year, we're going to split up into 2 episodes. It's going to follow a very similar format where we're going to talk about kind of the last year overall, how we felt about it, what our top 10 is going to be, honorable mentions, stuff we missed, all that stuff. So that'll be the last 2 weeks of the year, and then we'll be back during January. So that was all the production stuff. Apologies that there's just everything happening in December, but hopefully everybody enjoys all of that stuff. And we're having end of the year episodes stuff for We Roguelike It, Pup RPG Love. We have Game Club of the Year coming up as well. So we just have a ton of stuff that's happening to kind of celebrate and wrap up the end of the year here. I think that's all of it. I think it should be fine. If I forgot anything, we'll talk about it next week. Moon, what have you been playing? this past week.
So just before I do get into what I've been playing, quick shout out here for myself. I am an absolute nightmare human to spend Christmas with.
Okay.
Because
just
I do not. If I want something, I buy it. If I don't want something, I don't buy it. And then if it's more than $50, I don't ask somebody else to buy it for me, regardless of anything. Birthday presents, Christmas presents, whatever the case may be. I don't do it because I don't. My sense of self-worth is too low, essentially, for that. Patreon, you can gift to people. So if you don't know what you want for Christmas and you want to keep it under $50, maybe just say, hey, maybe get me a year of patronage to this show that I'm a real big fan of.
Yeah, toss a year subscription of that.
Yeah, toss it to your Witcher.
That's right, exactly. Thank you for reminding me about that. That's good.
Yeah, not a problem. I just remembered it because it's that time of year where, like, it's Christmas, then my birthday's right after it, so it's like...
What do you get the person that has everything?
What do you get the person who wants nothing? Not wants for nothing, but wants
What do you
nothing.
Get for the nihilist in your life? An E1M1 subscription. Anyways, video games.
I've been working a lot. The only really thing I've had time to play this week again is Deep Rock Galactic Survivor. I'll be honest, I probably could have played something else, but it's that time of the year where I'm just like, I'm not going to start something new. I'm not going to jump up and down. I'm not going to spend ages doing X, Y, and Z. Like, I'm just going to... It's comfort gaming from now until January kind of situation.
Oh, 100%.
That is where my brain lies. That is where my heart lies. That is where my time lies. So the only thing I've played is Deep Rock Galactic, period.
Well, and also, like, I feel like the older we get and the longer we're running this show, the less I'm interested in the, like, November to December death march of, like, I have to finish all of these 7 games that everybody says is game of the year, and I haven't played. It's just like, I don't. I'll get it to them next year or never. I don't know. I don't care.
I'm beyond that at this point. Like, especially since obviously we'll go over it in the shows themselves, but we changed the rules for game of the year for ourselves. We did it last year. We think as a group, I'm pretty sure we all think it went pretty well. So I am over the pressure of having to play things. I am over the pressure of having to have things done within the year they came out. And honestly, I haven't got the time. I've got a week's vacation right here that I've got millions of things to do around the house in, and hopefully try and sleep. Sleep being the key thing. That's the thing I want more than anything else.
So for anyone that maybe didn't listen to last year's Game of the Year stuff, 2 of the big changes that we made was, especially from my production standpoint, was if you don't have 10 games in your top 10, I don't really care. If your year just went to the point where you're like, yeah, I got 6, cool. And if your games on your list aren't from 2025, I don't really care either. You say, like, hey, man, I got super into a game that came out in 2001, cool. Put it in your top 10. I don't really care. Like, it doesn't have to be a checkbox of, like, I played the 15 best games in 2025, and now I'm going to rank them. I don't know, man. Do you get really into Castlevania Symphony of the Night speedrunning? That should be in your top 10 list this year. Like, like, rigidity of these lists is what really, I think, kills a lot of it.
And, like, we've always said it's a personal list. It's a list for us, from us.
Yeah.
So if personally I think that should be in my Game of the Year list this year, it will be in my Game of the Year list this year, despite the fact that the sequel came out at some point within the past 2 years. Like, you know, it's one of those things. But because of that, like, I've only played Deep Rock Galactic Survivor. Like, that's it. That's the only thing I've played.
Still a great game.
Yeah, but some of those masteries are absolute nightmares.
Yeah, the game. I respect DRG Survivor for bringing the difficulty. Like, I feel like they could have easily have made a game that was kind of middle difficulty, like medium difficulty the entire time, and I still would have been happy with it.
Mm-hmm.
I do appreciate that they do bring a lot of difficulty with a lot of the challenges in the game. Some of them feel maybe a little bit harder than maybe what I'm personally looking for? Question mark.
Have you tried any of the weeklies yet?
Did I try? I feel like I did try a weekly, and I think I bounced off of it nearly immediately of like, oh no, this one's incredibly hard.
They are where I've noticed the biggest swings of difficulty, where it can go from impossibly difficult to cakewalk. Like the Halloween one, where it's like, oh, hey, by the way, mine's haunted. And you've got 3 of ghost elites chasing you at every single moment. That one was nightmarishly difficult because you couldn't get rid of the ghost elites. It was just terrible. This week's one, I think it's this week's one, is no buffs to any of the enemies. It's all debuffs to yourself.
Oh boy.
So it's like I think you get like plus 30% XP, which is the long beard buff, which I love the names of these buffs. But then you get minus 30% mining speed, minus 30% moving speed, minus 30% reload speed. But these are all things that you can counteract with upgrades. They just cost you a level, essentially.
Right.
So it was on that run, like as soon as you get through like the first 2 waves, because the weeklies are 5 flora, as soon as you get through the first 2 floors, it's a cakewalk because you got your walking speed up, your mining speed back up, and everything else.
Gotcha.
It's just getting through everything else. And I did that on Hazard level 5, which guaranteed me a legendary gear drop.
That is nice though.
So, like, I ended up doing that one, Hazard level 5, full-on legendary gear drop, and it was like a level 96 legendary item. And I was just like, yeah, I'm good. I've only got, like, you know those milestones? I have 3 left, bro.
Dang,
4,
okay.
maybe 4 left. And then I'll be like, yeah, this is going great. But right now, I'm working on the weapon masteries, so I can try and get more gear to be more efficient on the main missions, because those debuffs in the main missions still are absolute killer, where it's just like, oh, hey, by the way, do you remember that Hazard level 2 notch that you hated with the bugs that run really fast and explode? Yeah, that's just Hazard level 5 by default. Like,
yeah, that's just a regular run now. Good luck.
Have fun. Like, it's unreal. Like, I don't know. I still love the game. I love all the things. I'm very disappointed. Apparently, I already got the Rock and Stone achievement. Didn't even notice I had it.
Oh, okay.
And I was very, very annoyed because I was hoping to save that for like a major milestone in
or
video
like the
games.
last one.
Yeah, or like the last one. So, okay, so I have. Do you guys have anything to talk about with Deep Rock Galactic before I go on the massive side tangents?
I played very little of it this week.
Yeah, I've made progress.
Technically.
Yeah.
Progress?
Yeah, exactly.
20 years progress. I need suggestions from the community because I'm coming up to an achievement milestone. I'm coming up to 700k.
Wow.
And I want suggestions from the community for one achievement that I should use to try and get me to the 700k, bang on 700k. Ideally, a funny suggestion.
Okay.
So,
have you
my thought to myself was, my thought to myself was like, well, maybe I should like play Mass Effect and have like the suicide mission achievement be achievement that gets me onto that boundary.
That'd be fun.
Or there's like I could save Frank the Pimp for that achievement to get me over that boundary. Metal Gear Solid has Snake Beater. Like there's a whole
all the like infamous achievements.
Yeah, but it's got to be one I haven't got. That's the key.
Yeah.
Did you get all of the achievements for Nier Automata? Because don't they have the I did it for the achievement?
Oh, true.
Yakuza is. They do. Yakuza 0 has one too.
Does it?
Which is I did it for the achievement, I swear.
There you go.
Which that did occur to me because I could just buy Yakuza 0 on the Microsoft Store on the PC and get that achievement there to have that be the funny one. So just at me in Discord or something with some funny suggestions.
That's a good question.
For dumb achievements that I can use to just take me over that milestone. But yes, that's all I've been playing. Take it away, Nim.
All right, I have some short ones here, just two. First one is Saints Row 2022.
Mm-hmm.
I went all the way into the LARPing side missions.
Naturally.
And had an
absolute
gold blast.
They are gold. Like, that's the Saints Row writing of old, it feels like, in those missions. That
started out where you were trying to help your friend get into a house called House Duststorm, and you burn House Tapeworm's sigil or whatever that's out in the middle of the desert, and you have to shoot a bunch of people with, like, basically Nerf guns is what you're running around with. Like, they have the orange tip and everything. And you hear...
Like, it's ridiculous. And you got, like, a Nerf shotgun, and all of the noises they make are different, too. It's so good.
That's great.
Yeah, because, like, with the little handgun, my character's like, pew, 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 pew. And with the shotgun, it's like, boom, 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 boom.
That's so good.
Have you done a melee takedown?
I have not, no.
Do some melee takedowns, and then report back when you've done some melee takedowns.
I will. But I also found it funny, too, that the Nerf shotgun will explode the golf carts that some of these people ride up on you with, which is really funny. And the best part of all of this is that everything is made with duct tape, cardboard, and imagination.
That's great.
Just like D&D.
Right.
So you're running
outfit,
around.
Like you get like a quote unquote medieval outfit, and it's just cardboard crown with a cardboard chest plate, and
that's great.
Pauldrons taped onto it.
Your helmet has like a paintbrush, like a massive paintbrush sticking out of the top of it with purple paint on the top of it. But then so it starts out with just your character and Elijah, something like that. I forget what his name is now. The accountant, basically, is the one who was actually into this, and he just needed your help.
It's
like, okay, cool. I think, but I don't know. It's been a minute. There's been a lot of drinking between now and then. So, but anyway, once you have completed that mission, you get to the end of it, and your character's like, you know what? I'm kind of really enjoying this game. Let's just make our own house. Why do you need to join one? We'll just build ours. And of course, that now turns into some of these properties that you have. You can now build a fort on, or a castle.
Oh, that's fun.
Entirely made out of cardboard and whatever odds and ends crap they could find to throw it together. And actually looks really good. But
it's Eli, by the way.
Eli, okay.
Close enough.
So as you start progressing more, you start pulling in more of your Saints Row crew, your other friends in. Like the next one is, hey, we have to summon the Balrog, which is a vehicle. So you bring your other character, who is a mechanic, and you're like, hey, we need you to do this. And she is not into it at all. And she starts talking to you guys, and they're like, huh, what weird dialect you speak? And she's like, guys, come on, seriously. Like, you.
This is so annoying. Come on.
Yeah. But then she starts to get into it, and she's like, okay, when do I get a suit of armor? And the next screen, like, she is just all done up in, like, this armor, this cardboard armor. And you go and you look for this vehicle, and basically what you find out is you have to trade an item so that way you can get the Balrog in your armory.
Mm-hmm.
The Balrog was dismantled the previous year in the LARP because it was a pain to write the rules around, and it was OP, so they dismantled it. So basically you're showing up and you're taking this woman's minivan.
Okay.
Once you've done the trade, she gives you the keys. You're not stealing it or anything. You get the keys, and she's like, all right, cool, well, good luck. And now you have to find the pieces because they dismantled it. You have to find the pieces, put it back together by summoning ritual, which is really funny because it's a legit ritual that you have to go through. while you're fighting off waves of enemies, and your mechanic gets super mad because she's reading out like all this nonsense, and she gets hit with something, and then she just kind of goes off. She's like, I was almost done reading this stupid thing, and you interrupted me, and now I have to start the whole thing over again, or else your stupid dice roll won't work on this summoning ritual we're doing.
Oh my god.
She ends up going ham on a bunch of people, and then the summoning completes, and you get a van that has, on the front of it, it's a mattress that's tied to the bumper of the vehicle, and there's megaphones around it, and a giant worm that is just, like, strapped down to the roof of this van. And
like made of paper and cardboard. And
yeah, it's like paper mache. And there's megaphones on this thing, because the whole thing about this vehicle is you hit R1 and it does a roar and it's supposed to destroy everything. True to Saints Row, even outside of the LARPing, if you drive and you have vehicles around you and you hit that, vehicles will explode around you.
That's
because of this. So the funny thing with the mattress being on the front is you can run over other LARPers with this and it won't kill them because they're hitting the mattress.
Oh, that's great.
It's this whole thing, and I was sitting here thinking, it's like, man, besides Moon, when he was playing through it, I have not heard anyone talking about the LARPing in Saints Row.
Right.
And it is by far the funniest, dumbest thing I have had to do in this game, and I really enjoyed it. And I'm like, I could play DLC that is just that.
Yeah.
So,
oh, man.
So that sucks that we're not going to get anything more of it. But anyway.
Borderlands 3 has a DLC for you, let me tell you.
That's right.
Except for that Tiny Tina is kind of annoying, so
that's
can't
How
really
dare you
deal with her voice. So, but I have completed some other stuff. I've built other things. I have like the dump, like the hazardous dump site. I have the repo thing where you take back other people's stuff. So it's like, all right, cool. And I just unlocked hover bikes somehow that we stole from Marshall. It's like, all right, this will be interesting. But that's all I've done with that game. It's still making me giggle, and that's all I wanted to do.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
That's how you know it's a proper Saints Row game. But my last game that I've been playing this week that did not make me giggle is Hell Is Us.
Oh, right.
No more dark stuff to talk about at this point. I did run into a bunch of other dark things, but it was all story competent. I've discovered a couple things. One, you do not need to wait until you have fully leveled up your weapon before you can progress it to the next grade.
Oh,
so I had a grade 3 weapon that was not at max level for it being grade 3. I was able to push it up to grade 4, and it just increased the level cap for it. I was like, oh, cool. So I don't have to worry about that anymore. I have knocked out most of the good deeds. There's 5 of them that I still have left. And 4 of them I have not found yet. One of them I had started, wasn't exactly sure how I started it, and couldn't figure out how to finish it. So I looked it up, and I'm like, what am I missing on this? Because I had no direction or anything with this, just that I had started it. And I looked up a guide.
Question.
Go ahead.
What is a good deed in this universe that seems like Silent Hill Nightmare Fuel?
That's
your
a
side
good
missions,
question.
basically. It's just you helping out people with whatever issues they have. But they don't tell you flat out that they need help with anything. And it was actually explained in a really good way, because the individual, you eventually find somebody who you tell them, hey, I've completed good deeds, and then they give you rewards based on what ones you've completed. And they had a really good description of it. Basically, these are really proud people, so they will not tell you flat out, hey, I need you to go get me, let's say, car keys for this vehicle.
Or
You
bandages
were
for
in
my
England?
grandpa.
Yeah.
You were in England this whole time? Who knew?
Pretty much. I mean, it can't be that far off from the European continent. But you have to infer from the conversation that you've had where they were just talking about, hey, it really sucks that we just lost power. And then like an hour later, I find fuses. And I'm like, I wonder if... And I go back, and yeah, sure enough, I switch out some fuses, and they have power now. Completed a good deed. Kind of thing. So that's all it is. It's really just helping
definitely
people.
In England. Like how people talk in England. I'm really thirsty.
Yeah, and they won't tell you what or why or how. Just defer. Yeah. Playing more of the game, I think story-wise, I think I'm getting close to the end of it already. It's not supposed to be that long of a game, from what I've heard people talk about, but right now I'm down to, there's like these 2 items that I have to get so that I can finish unlocking a door. There's 4 of them altogether that you're supposed to get. And then things are supposed to happen and it doesn't sound like it's going to be great. And that's kind
That's
of
not too
where I'm
surprising,
at.
though.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with this game, where it's like, no matter what you do, it's not going to be good. To get
Still
one of
sounds
these,
like England.
yeah, it fits. To get one of these keys, though, you have to go through some of the longest like dungeons. Like a lot of this game is fairly short and compact, but these dungeons that I've had to do to get these keys have been like pretty long, and they have boss fights at the end of them. And the first one sucked because you get teleported to an area that has all these pillars in it, and it doesn't tell you, hey, this is how you should be fighting the boss. You just kind of have to figure out that, that pillar's glitching kind of weird. Let me go check it out, and then it disappears. But the problem is the area is so big, and there's so many pillars, and it's kind of foggy. You can't tell what's going on, so you run around, and then you happen to find another pillar that's glitching out. You do this enough times, and the boss finally shows up, and then you can fight the boss. Then it turns into this weird, crappy thing where you get the boss to a certain amount of health, and all of a sudden it disappears, and all the pillars start to have like these things sticking out of them that start swinging around them.
Oh boy!
In the area that you're standing at, and anytime you touch one of those, you take damage. Huge pain. I think that was the closest I've come to dying in a long time.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on. The second boss fight that I had to do was actually kind of cool because it was basically playing dubstep the entire time you were fighting the boss.
There you go.
And one of the side consequences of prolonging the fight is that your character gets a buff that increases their speed, which is great up into a point where you are buffed so crazily that you were just zipping across the map, and it's very difficult to control your character because you're just running like the Flash all over the place. So it's like, okay, that was an interesting mechanic that I haven't run into before.
Which Flash? That's a very important question.
The non-racist one.
Your favorite one.
Yeah. So now that I've done that, I've only got like 2 more to get, and then I should be good to go with the game. I'm still having a blast with it, even with some of the darker points that this game's had. But unfortunately, not a whole lot really to report on it. I am enjoying the fact that I'm getting a bunch of lore dumps every time I pick up an item. Like, I'm getting like these long paragraphs of like land deeds that doesn't really make sense unless you've been in the game long enough. You're like, oh, I know that person, I know this person, and this is why this is all going horribly wrong now. So, yeah, Hell Is Us. A very fun game so far. I also don't understand why they call it a horror game. It doesn't feel, I guess, enough.
Is it like, is it a tension thing? Where is
Not
it
even like I've never felt.
Or is it just like the
anything.
enemies are a little monstrous?
I think it's just the fact that the enemies twitch when they move, like all of them do.
It
in
seems
weird
more
ways.
like grim than it is horror.
Yeah. So I guess if you want to go the psychological horror route, you could, but even that is, I wouldn't put this in any horror category. I would just be like, yeah, it's an action game that has grim, dark topics that it touches on.
Right.
And it's good. So
right.
That's all I played this week.
All right. I have 2 games here myself. First one is Stellaris. I was looking at the
back to basics.
Well, wait for my next game. I was looking.
Is it Destiny 2? If it's Destiny 2, I'm going to be very disappointed in you.
Moon, it is definitely not Destiny 2.
Oh, thank goodness.
God, there's just very little I want to play less than Destiny 2 right now. I got like on the PS5, you know, there's every once in a while they'll be like, oh, there's new content for your games. And there was one of the tiles looked like a space drawing, and I was like, what game could that possibly be? and it fired up and be like, oh, there's a new patch available for the PS5 version of Stellaris. And I was like, you know what? Yeah, I haven't played Stellaris in a while. Let me check out what it's like. And the patch was a big, like, oh, we have a ton of quality of life stuff for Stellaris. And I was like, great. Let me download the version. The PSN store, like it always does, was like, we're going to automatically download the PS5 version if that's okay. And I'm like, yeah, man, sure, I don't care. Like, whatever, dude. Little did I know, the version I was playing before was the PS4 version with the PS5 patch. So it basically ran at 60 frames on the PS5. Now there's a native PS5 version. As I fired up
come over.
They did not, which was very surprising because I was playing for like, I don't know, maybe 30 minutes, and I got my empire big enough and a trophy popped. It's basically like, you have 5,000 credits. I was like, yeah, wait, what?
Christmas came early for somebody.
Yeah, and I'm like, well, I shouldn't be unlocking any of these trophies because I almost had the platinum on the PS4 version. I just needed like 2 or 3 trophies left, and one of them was like incredibly annoying to get, so I was never really focused on going and getting it. And I was like, oh yeah, that's fine. Like, I'm not super worried about like getting my trophy level up, because I think that's still one of the funniest things that PlayStation put in, is the idea of like an account trophy level, which is meaningless on the best of days.
Especially since they had to redo the math on it on the back end anyway.
God, yeah. It's just the dumbest idea. So I checked out Stellaris. I started a brand new colony. I enabled the tutorial this time because I figured, well, it's been long enough since I played it, and there's a ton of new quality of life upgrades. I should probably go through the tutorial. Tutorial, I forgot, is very detailed. It's really good if you have never played Stellaris or played a 4X game in general. It was just also a lot of like, okay, I'm trying to fly through these menus that still look the same that I remember. I need you to stop talking to me for just a minute because I need to go do something before this ship I have piloting is going to explode. But the quality of life stuff is all really good, and none of it is like massively huge. I think Stellaris worked surprisingly already really well on consoles. I played it on both Series X and PS5. Both of them worked really great. I think it's still on Game Pass if I remember correctly. I
believe it is, yeah, because they keep learning that I like sci-fi stuff, so they just keep trying to push it towards me, be like, hey, bro,
you got Stellaris
have a
over
little
here.
taste.
Yeah, that's right. I remember really enjoying playing it on Series console. It runs really well over there. So if anyone has Game Pass and you want to try it, it's a great place to play it. The one thing I really did like that they put in is 2 things. One is on the right-hand side of the screen, there's a giant list of all of your stuff. It's like your planets, your ships, your sectors, your controlled areas, all of that stuff. Factions, I think, are in there too. They have tabbed that menu now. So one tab is just, here is all of your planets and sectors and stuff, and your research. One tab is all of your ships. One tab is, so on and so forth. So that makes that list a lot more readable. And you can hold L2 or R2 to scroll through those lists very quickly. Because after a while, if your fleet gets really big, or you're building a bunch of star bases, or you have a bunch of planets, that list is impossibly long to get through. So that was really big. And they also have a new, I don't know when they put it in, it's new for me. But when you look at a solar system and you hold square, it brings up a radial menu, and the radial menu contains everything you can interact with in that solar system. So sometimes it might just be you can build a mega structure around the star. They have one planet you can terraform, and then your outpost platform. That might be it. Or if it's like a more populous area, you could maybe take over these 3 planets, and you have 4 different platforms in the area, and there's a bunch of stuff to, like a bunch of artifact spots to dig up and stuff like that. So it makes it a lot easier to just say, I'm going to hold square, I'm going to flick my stick towards whichever thing I want to do, and it's automatically going to pick it up, instead of having to zoom in and out of this thing and try and find the planet I'm looking for and try and et cetera, et cetera. So it's nice to see them continue to invest in... I know the PC version of the game is, X number of patches ahead, and it's basically a totally different game. Not that the console versions are bad, it just kind of doesn't have the improvements that the PC version has. Usually it lags by a couple of patches. It's nice to see them making improvements on the console version that I think a lot of studios wouldn't do. I think they'd be like, it runs fine. Like, we're putting out DLC for it. Like, they're on, I think they said season 8 of the updates, like patch packs now. Wow. And their seasons are basically, here's all of the DLC that's coming out for this year. And you pay, $20 or whatever, and you just get this year's worth of DLC. So it's not like... I want to make it clear, it's not like, welcome to Stellaris, here's your battle pass for season 8. It's not a thing like that. Like, I don't want to give anyone any ideas, but I'm really happy with Stellaris still. It is a really great game to play. A pausable game, number one, that I can play, and like once you get your planets and your fleets and all of that set up, it is a much more relaxing game than it looks. It's just a lot of like, for me, I'm not a big combat guy. I'm a big expansion guy. So it's a lot of like, I'm just going to keep exploring. I'm going to keep expanding. They did make one.
So you like 2 of the 4Xs.
That's right. And I don't like 2 of the other ones. They did make one really great improvement. Your scouts in the game are science ships. And those are the ships that go to each solar system, go check out all the different planets, and report back of like, here's how many planets are habitable. Here's how many you can terraform. Here's a bunch that aren't. Here's all the resources there, that thing. In the game before, you would have to research and upgrade to allow those science ships to work and explore by themselves. So at the beginning of the game, literally like they're doing on screen right now, you're just drawing a line. You're saying like, all right, survey this system, press square on the next one, survey this one, press square, survey the next one, and you're setting up a chain of things for them to do. They start the game with that by default now, and they've expanded it. Because before, when you would have them go automatically, they would just survey solar systems and come back and say, hey, there's this thing I can investigate here. There's like an artifact thing. There's a quest here. But they wouldn't do anything with it. So it would just end up in your quest log, basically. And they wouldn't interact with it. It's like, well, just do it. You're right there. Just do it. Now they have an option for them to just go do it while they're there. Which is like 5 checkboxes when you turn on the automated thing of like, I want you to survey planets, I want you to explore automatically, and then it's like investigate anomalies, investigate side quests, investigate artifact spots. All of that automatically. Just go and do all of the stuff I'm going to have you do anyway. Just do all that stuff automatically. So like all of those improvements are really, really great, and I think it keeps the game moving a lot smoother, especially when you're playing it with a controller, of like, just do this stuff automatically for me. Like, I don't need to worry about... I can manage all the dials and everything if I need to, but half of the time it's like, I'm just going to explore...
You just prefer not to.
Yeah, and like, at the end of the day, I'm going to explore the whole galaxy anyway. Just go do it. Like, I don't want to manage 6 different science ships. They're all like, boss, what do I do next? It's like, do the thing you've been doing for 200 space years. Just go explore more, man. That's literally the only thing you do. So it's nice to have that friction kind of removed.
I'll throw in there too, real quick. Stellaris is currently on sale base game for $9.99.
Wow, that's cheap.
For the deluxe, for the deluxe edition, it's $14.99, and that gets you the Leviathan story pack, Planetoid special pack, Utopia, and console edition expansion, whatever that means.
Okay,
all for $14.
That's a really good set of.
The sale is only good for 3 days.
Okay,
when
so
this podcast is recorded. So
okay, so 2 more days. That's actually a really great collection, because a lot of the story packs they put out will give, when you pick an empire to create, and you're like creating like what your citizens and your rulers look like and their backstory and stuff. A lot of those story packs will include new looks for how your empire looks and backstories, and sometimes new God, how do they even put it? It's essentially like the ethics and governmental lean for that, of like, are we just going to be machines that are going to absorb other races as machines? Are we going to be xenophobic? Are we going to be, that sort of thing? Usually they'll put in new ones there. So that's pretty good.
And I will put out, for some reason, it is not on sale on PlayStation. Standard is still just $39.99.
I bet that goes on sale pretty often, though.
I would assume it will soon.
Yeah.
And like you were saying, consoles are on Season 8, PC's only on Season 9. So,
okay, that's not too bad. That's shorter than it has been before. Before it was sort of like, we're like 2 years behind, man. We'll get some of that stuff eventually. It's like, I get it. Like the porting job is really tough.
Well, yeah, because like Warframe and Elite Dangerous ran it, but I think Warframe finally got 1-to-1, or at least pretty close to 1-to-1.
I think so.
Between
I think
PC and console. Elite just eventually dropped. So.
Right.
Yep.
So we were talking about trophies for my last one, and platinum trophies here. So I want to lead this into my next game here. If anybody didn't know, I've been streaming every weekday except for this past week, because it's basically every weekday that my kid is at school. Over at twitch.tv/JansonandPlays, I recently, in the last month or so, have started a new series I call Path to the Platinum. And I have all of these games that are, like Moon was just talking about with DRG Survivor, you're just a handful of trophies or achievements away from getting the platinum, the 1,000-point score, all of that stuff. You could just spend a little bit of time revisiting an old game like this and just knock out the platinum. It'd be super easy.
Yeah, so you go play Star Ocean and come back to me on that.
No, I think I'm okay. I picked a much, much easier game, and I think Moon will agree with me here on the relative ease of the platinum for this game. I picked, for my very first one, naturally, Stardew Valley. Because, why not knock out one of the hardest platinums I could possibly start with?
I'm actually surprised you don't have it already.
It's because
how much you've played this.
It's really hard.
I don't have it either.
Both of you?
It's impossibly hard. So
disappointed.
Let's run down the trophies that I have left. Earn 10 million gold. That's just going to happen. Cook every recipe. That's rough, but I will make that happen. Craft every item. That's way harder, but I will make that happen. Do a JoJo run, which I do not want to do at all, but I will do that. I don't, see our previous comments about Amazon. And
I was going to say, I can't remember, is JoJo the knockoff Walmart brand for the time? Okay, yeah.
So you basically have to knock down the community center and do the JoJo stuff to build the warehouse and stuff. It's the worst. Complete all the Adventure Guild Monster Slayer goals, which really isn't as hard as it sounds. It's just some of those are You want me to kill how many hundreds of slimes? Like, that's just okay. Like, I'll go do it, but that seems kind of annoying. And the 2 trophies, which is exactly the reason why Moon and I don't have the 1,000 points of the trophies, is beat Journey of the Prairie King and beat it without dying, which is nearly impossible for any human being. So I have that to look forward to for probably a couple of streams of playing Journey of the Prairie King, which is a 2D twin stick shooter mini game inside of the game that is hellishly hard. Everything else in the game is just like, just do everything, and you can't miss it. It'll come back. It'll be back before you know it. Another year of Stardew will roll back around. No big deal, except for Journey of the Prairie King, which is really hard and really luck dependent. So I'm doing it. I think in summer of my first year here, trying to think of how many things I will need in year 2 and year 3 that I can prep for now, and kind of squirrel away and be the the Stardew Valley hoarder at this point, and just having a lot of fun. And then on the other side of it, playing a lot of Stardew Valley with my kid. She wanted to play multiplayer over the last couple of weeks, and especially this last week when she was off of school for the Turkey Day holiday. So we did pretty much nothing but that other than running our farm together, which has been a lot of fun. I think the game does a really good job from the multiplayer aspect of it, especially if you're playing with someone younger and you share your money. That has been a huge benefit of, I'm the only human on the planet that likes fishing in Stardew Valley, so I will go do that all day and raise a bunch of money, and then have enough money for my kid to be like, oh, what if we upgraded our barn? It's like, yep, that's okay, I'll go gather some more wood, be right back. And be like on my way out of the farm watering some of the crops she missed. It's just sort of like, it works really well. It's a lot of fun. It is
you should give her an allowance in game.
That's right. Don't spend more than 1,000 gold today. We don't have that much money. But my only real bummer, and I get why it happened, there's no cross-platform multiplayer. And Concerned Ape came out and said, like, look, man, we got multiplayer to work, because, like, if anyone doesn't remember, Concerned Ape has a fairly large team now in the wake of the multiplayer update that is managing the kind of future of Stardew Valley. And he was just like, hey man, look, we got multiplayer to work. This team did a really great job. We would have to do so much more to get cross-platform multiplayer to work if it was even possible. So it's probably never going to happen. But then again, this is also the same guy that was like, hey man, I'm working on patch 1.7 because I still have more ideas for Stardew Valley. So
I got burnt out on the other game I'm making, so I went back to Stardew Valley.
Exactly. Like I was telling my kid about, because she was like, well, what is he working on now? And I said, well, he's working on Haunted Chocolatier, which is the other game. He says when he gets burnt out on that game, comes back to Stardew to work on like another giant patch along with the team. Once they're done with that, he's like ready with a bunch of ideas for Haunted Chocolatier, and there's kind of like circling between the two of those, which seems to be working super well for him, and which is great. I'm still very curious to see what the other game is, but yeah, I'm on my my path to the platinum here for Stardew Valley, which is great because I know I'll have a game to play on stream for probably the next 3 years, and it's also an incredibly chill game that I don't need to pay attention to 100% of the time. So it's a good, like, chatting with chat sort of game. But I really signed myself up for a real experience here.
A real problem?
Yeah,
a real
Yeah, so stay tuned for a bunch of trophies happening for that in the next couple of years, I guess.
I
Anyways,
was gonna say next couple of decades, bro.
yeah, exactly. Some of those there's a lot of stuff to craft in that game now, man. Yikes. All right, that's all the games I'm playing this week. Let's take a break.
Yep.
You can put up a poll. Who will get done first, Wayward Sons or the Platinum for Stardew Valley?
Yeah. Or our Nymph, you and I watching through all the Arrowverse stuff.
I still have my list.
I do too. I ran across it the other day because I was looking at my my starred items in Google Drive, and I was like, oh yeah, there's my checklist, my Arrowverse checklist. Yep, sure.
I've got it backed up on one of my externals because that was around the time we stopped watching. It was when my hard drive died, and I wasn't even at the show for like 2-3 weeks or something like that.
Right.
Trying to get that built because that was the beginning point of parts becoming sparse.
Yes. Oh man. All right, are you guys ready to the other part here?
Yes, I
Sure.
am.
All right, let's talk about releases in 3, 2, 1. Let's talk releases for the week of December 1st, 2025. Not the 5th. It includes the 5th. December 1st, 2025. Marvel Cosmic Invasion comes out PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Series consoles, Switch, Switch 2, and PC. This is Game Pass day and date. This is Tribute Games. This is published by .emu. They're making a side-scrolling, pixel-based Marvel beat 'em up, which is the thing that Tribute Games does really well. So if you're looking for a new, especially like multiplayer beat 'em up, you should be playing Absalom, of course, but you should also be playing checking out Marvel Cosmic Invasion because it looks real cool, and it's Tribute Games, so it has an incredible art style.
Go play Streets of Rage 4.
Oh my god, Streets of Rage 4 is so good. Play Streets of Rage 4 first, and then play Absalom, because it's that but a roguelike. And it's really great. But yeah, Marvel Cosmic Invasion looks really great, coming out on everything. And hopefully it's good, and hopefully the multiplayer works really well, because I think we've been talking recently about, like, boy, I wish we had more stuff like Castle Crashers. There's just like a bunch of us are just going to mash a bunch of buttons and beat up a bunch of dumb bad guys and have some fun for a while. So
it's all the 90s
I
art, too.
really hope that Wolverine says Berserker Claw. I know it's not the right game.
Berserker Claw.
I know it's not the right franchise, but I hope he says it.
Yeah. Fingers crossed. Next game here, Assassin's Creed Shadows comes out on Switch 2. I don't know what more else to say about that other than it looks fine. A lot of the
runs.
Yeah, like it seems to run fine. I watched some like hands-on comparison videos from a couple of smaller outlets, and it looks good. It seems to run really well, so it seems fine. But, go play some Shadows. That was good. Good stuff.
Honestly, I don't have anything horrific to say about it.
Yeah. The solid
besides the random
it's so long.
Yeah, I was gonna say besides it being
so
long, but that's just Ubisoft at this point.
That's true, yeah. Next up, speaking of really long open world games, Red Dead Redemption comes out on PS5, Series consoles, Switch 2, iOS, Android, and Netflix. I don't exactly so in all of these announcement things, they specifically separate out iOS, Android, and Netflix. So I'm not entirely sure what that really means. And with everything, anything regarding Netflix, no one has a really good answer. So, who knows? We'll find out here pretty soon. This does include the base game and Undead Nightmare. So does the full...
That was a good... I have two questions. Yeah. That was one of my questions.
Yep. What was your other question?
My other question is, did they run the same circular filter through this that they did for the GTA remasters? Because there is a distinct memory I have of a streamer playing the GTA remasters and going to a garage which had a hex bolt on the top of it, on the roof. And
circle.
part of the process of them rounding all of the edges out, it literally turned the hex bolt into a slightly smoother circle.
Yep.
Instead of, fixing the thing in question.
Yeah, I think after the reception of that GTA Remastered Collection, I don't think they'll be doing that again. So it's
You say that, but it's Rockstar, bro.
True. Yeah. I think they did something with that collection that they typically don't do, and they just threw them under the bus. It's like, hey man, it's not us, it's these guys over here. They messed it up. And I was like, dang, okay. Usually you don't even credit the people that do the work, nevertheless throw them under the bus. So I feel like if you haven't played Red Dead Redemption at this point, you probably should. It's not one of my favorite games, but it's definitely a foundational work in the open world
it's
thing.
An argument for one of the goats.
Yeah.
Maybe not our personal goats, but there's an argument for it to be there.
If you had a 360, you were playing Red Dead Redemption. It was just, it's one of those of like Gears 1, 2, and 3, Red Dead Redemption, Dead Rising 1. You were looking for all the agility orbs. You had, everybody had the same game. See? Hearing it in my nightmares. Next game we have here, Blood Refreshed Supply. Comes out PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Series Console, Switch, and PC. This is the second remaster, sort of trying to fix the versions that the first remaster of Blood had. Blood, one of my favorite...
What is Blood?
So Blood is one of my favorite build engine first-person shooters from the 90s. Build engine is the Duke Nukem 3D engine.
The Doom engine. Okay.
That like hugely modified over time, and it ran a pretty ridiculous amount of games. It's definitely one of the weirder ones, and it had kind of a it didn't take itself too seriously, which I appreciated. And there's like a ridiculousness to it that I thought was really great. It includes the like remastered stuff of the first game and a bunch of extra episodes and games on top of it, and it looks like it runs really well. And Blood is just completely ridiculous. It had one of the best box arts too, where it was just a giant bloody handprint on a black box. It was so good. Oh man, Blood is great. Next up here we have Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. Comes out for Switch and Switch 2. I feel like you kind of know what a Metroid Prime game is at this point, and this one doesn't necessarily look different. I don't think that's bad, but I think if you... it's a first-person Metroidvania at this point.
I don't know. A lot of people were losing their poops over the fact that NPCs talk in this game.
Oh my god. I am really not looking forward to the next, 3 years of hot takes from garbage YouTubers over this game of, you have a sidekick and he never shuts up, and, oh my god, everyone's talking in this game. It should be. And it's just I don't
you weren't even born when these came out.
Right,
Shut up.
These came out on the GameCube. Shut up. Look, I am a person that looks at the Metroid Prime games, and I like that they were these kind of quieter, solitary experiences where Samus just isn't talking, and she's scanning everything in the environment and fighting a bunch of bosses. Yeah. But, there's probably a reason that Retro went and made the game like this, whether it's in service of the game or if it's in service of the market and how players approach games like this nowadays, which we've been seeing over time, especially with the Horizon games kind of dumbing down a bunch of the puzzles and stuff. So is it a reaction to the marketplace? I don't know. And also, none of us know how bad it is because none of us have played the game. Shut up. Is the sidekick only there in the first hour and then 40 more hours of just you and Samus? I have no idea. I haven't played it. So shut up and stop farming for clicks. Anyways, this game looks cool. I've always been a sucker for these games, and I'm happy to see, number one, it's actually coming out, because they announced it I don't know, 35 years ago for a
Yeah,
totally
it was supposed
different
to be
platform.
a Wii game. Yeah.
Right. So I'm really happy to see it's coming out, and I'm really curious to see what it turns out to be, and if it's going to be really anything kind of remarkably different from the previous 3 games. Which, if it isn't, that's fine. That's okay.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I do wish though that they would remake 2 and 3 though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was kind of surprised they hadn't done that by this point. I thought they would have put out the previous 3 games leading up to 4, especially since 4 kept getting delayed and had some sort of troubled development cycle. But they put out that first one, which was very well received, and then stopped for some reason. I'm not entirely sure. So.
Maybe, hopefully, this does well enough that they're like, oh, hey, maybe we should redo 2 and 3 to get more of that money.
Yeah, it's very confusing. But yeah, we'll hear more about that soon, especially as a whole bunch of people get their hands on it. And last but certainly not least, we have Octopath Traveler 0 comes out PS4, PS5, Series consoles, Switch, Switch 2, and PC. If you haven't been following the...
Is this a prequel?
Well, it's weirder. So if you haven't been following the development behind this, there was a mobile game called Octopath Traveler, I think it was like Champions of the Continent. And inexplicably, out of nowhere, I think it was a year or 2 ago, Square sold it to a different company. And they're like, this other company runs Octopath Traveler COTC. Now, mobile platforms. Good luck. Godspeed. Enjoy. And I was like, wait, why would Square Enix be selling like a cash cow? Yes.
Just that game? Or
just
the
that game.
IP?
Nope, just that game.
Okay.
And it was weird because it was a turn-based, story-focused JRPG that had this allegedly incredibly compelling story, but it was also a gacha game. But it never seemed to have too much gacha stuff. Like, you could just kind of go through the story just without doing any of the gacha stuff. So it was a very weird thing, and they just sold it.
They got rid of it because they couldn't figure out how to shove NFTs in there.
Exactly, right. And I think NetEase runs it now, if I remember. If not, that's probably a good guess. So then a couple of months ago, Square Enix announces, hey, we're making Octopath Traveler 0. And everyone's like, hey, this looks an awful lot like the mobile game that you... Like, it has all of the characters from that and kind of the interface and the party members. And Square Enix was like, oh, yeah, funny story. We took that mobile game and we just made it into, like, an offline single-player, like, regular, normal JRPG. So, enjoy. I was like, okay, that's definitely not something that happens often. Usually these big publishers will be like, yeah, we killed it. Thanks for giving us tens of thousands of dollars per person.
Isn't it usually the other way around? They make a really solid single-player game, and then they turn it into a gacha?
Yeah, don't you want to play the Kingdom Hearts gacha game that no longer exists? And
yes, it is NetEase that currently has it.
I figured. That's usually a safe guess.
Yeah.
So this is really cool because people really loved the mobile Octopath Traveler with all of the like asterisks on it of like, yeah, man, it is real good, but it has all this kind of business around it. And it's wild to see them just spin that off into a single player thing and say like, yeah, we're just turning it into a single player thing. So if you wanted to play that, here's a brand new Octopath Traveler game that was basically already done, and now it doesn't have a Gotcha Nightmare on it. It's like, yes, great. We should be doing more of that. Thank you very much. I'm also looking at the Nier mobile game that apparently was incredible and now no longer exists. Grumble. All right. That's all of our releases for this week. I didn't see any really interesting news stories, again, because it was Thanksgiving and Black Friday week. Normally, there's just nothing going on that week other than consume, buy. So there's not a lot of news stories happening in general.
Yeah, I'm really proud of myself. I bought one thing this Black Friday.
I don't think I bought anything. Like, I kept an eye out on stuff of like, if there's something that's really like really cheap, I'll and it's something I kind of want or need. Maybe I'll scoop something up, but like nothing.
Hey,
looked
you know
good.
what I found out never goes on sale? Steam Deck
Nintendo games?
OLEDs.
Oh,
Apparently, the Steam Deck LED goes on sale,
sure.
but not the OLEDs do not
man.
go on sale at all.
Steam
I was
Deck
like, well,
OLED would be
that's
really
a
great.
bummer.
Yeah, that is a bummer.
The in a quintessentially me move, the thing I bought was a Duke controller.
Oh, there you go.
Of course, the newer one. Or did you just
with
buy
the
a
Hall
refurb?
effect and
Yeah, I was gonna
no,
say.
the newer one with the Hall effect and the bumper buttons and everything.
Yeah, that's the good one.
Nice.
All right, if you'd like to visit us, you can do so at tvgp.tv. Everywhere to find and follow us is on the right-hand side of the page. Please don't forget about all of that production stuff I talked about at the beginning of the show. December open house for Patreon, patreon.com/e1m1 or e1m1.cash.
Those ones are also numbers.
Don't forget the promotional code for this month, your first month of the $5 tier, only the $5 tier, because that's the one that gets you everything. The Fun for a Fiver tier. Use the code RIP and TEAR, all in capital letters, all one word. That gets you half off for that very first month. So you can come in and get the I'm not, not exaggerating, hundreds of episodes in the back catalog just on the Patreon page. And if anyone hasn't listened to stuff like The Outcast, a lot of times we'll put out an hour and a half or 2 hour long episode of this very show, and then we'll put it a 45 to 60 minute Outcast as well. So if you're looking for even more stuff,
it's also worth mentioning that like a lot of the Outcast stuff is timeless, because we tend not to talk about stuff specific to that moment in time generally.
Right.
With the exception of seasonal themed dad jokes.
True. True. Yeah.
But like generally speaking, the Outcast stuff is usually just spur of the moment vibes and swear words.
Yeah, no real like schedule or agenda or anything. We're hanging out and chatting before we start recording. Don't forget the Fantasy Game League. Discord.tvgp.tv. You can get on there. The league doesn't start until, I think the page says December 11th. So it's basically right after the Keeleys is when everything kind of kicks off. I think you can join after that, but you should really try to join before that if possible, because you kind of get the full drafting experience and the full kind of thing. So check that out over there. I would recommend the URL on the show itself, but it's impossibly long, so just go join the Discord. If you can't support us financially, like over at the Patreon page, please like, comment, subscribe over on the YouTube channel. Tell your friends. The biggest way to help us is to rate us positively only. Please, over on your podcatcher of choice, the big ones, Apple and Android, those ones are the really big ones. Spotify, if you're still using them, I don't blame you if you don't. That stuff really does help to feed the discovery engine. So if you're rating our podcast positively and it's like another podcast that someone listens to, it will recommend our show to them.
I don't know where they pull it from, but Pocket Casts also has a rating system now.
Great, there you go.
We are at 4.8 stars with 76 reviews.
All right, let's get that up to 5. Let's get that up to a flat 5 over on Pocket Casts. So there's another
Who's
place.
the schmuck who give us 4 stars? Come on,
dare
reveal
you.
yourself.
We are not a 4-star podcast. Thank you very much.
Also, don't forget, if you don't know what to get yourself for Christmas or to get people to get you for Christmas or whatever holiday you celebrate, Patreon does have gift options.
That's right.
Send them a link. Tell them there you go. Just buy me a year of this.
That's right. All right. I think that's it for this week. Thank you so much, everyone, for listening. We'll see you all next week. Bye.
Boy.
Bye.
Okay, Nimp. What are your titles?
Sorry, I was updating the link in chat. Let's see here. I have My Self-Worth is Low. For the Nihilist in Your Life. Debuffs to Yourself. bunny ears progress, and it's definitely not Destiny 2.
All right, Moon, what do you have?
Might as well be honest about it. Blow ourselves up. Special little treat. Nihilist in your life. Bring the difficulty. Mine's haunted. You like 2 of the 4 X's. Well, it's weirder. And vibes and swear words.
All right, I am an absolute nightmare human. Mine's haunted. It's definitely not Destiny 2, and for the Nihilist in your life. Is there anything else, any of these that you guys feel very strongly about?
I kind of like Nihilist.
That's my leading one at the moment.
Okay. I don't have a take on any of them. I don't really care.
I'll circle that one then. For the Nihilist in your life.
To care.
I'm ready.
Oh, so fast. Nimp is staring intently off screen into the middle distance.
Staring at my wall.
That's right. The noise his brain is making right now is buh.
Pretty much.
The dial-up connection noise.
Plane goes bird. I'm ready.
All right.
The files are in his brain.
That's right. All right. Starting in 3, 2, 1. This is That Video Game Podcast, episode 945 for December 1st, 2025, for the Nihilist in your life.
When everyone is a Slipknot song.
That must have been a great Thanksgiving dinner.
All right. Thank you very much, everyone, for listening, watching, hanging out, chilling. Loving to see so many people in chat, both on Twitch and YouTube. And thank you to a bunch of new people that are coming out and hanging out this week. Love to see it. Hope we'll see you next week. For the next 2 weeks, we are going to be going live later because we're going to be doing double recording. So follow us on any platforms.
If you're a patron and you're a listener to Wayward Sons, you know that vibe you get on the second episode. You know that
we're getting
that loopy
real
vibe.
weird.
Get ready for that.
Yeah, get ready for 2 weeks of that. Yeah, so make sure
you
follow and subscribe and all that stuff. It'll let you know when we go live. So we hope we'll see you next week. Bye.